What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 46 of Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm Randy Salinas, joined by my brother Junior Salinas. We got a good, fun episode going for you. Without further ado, let's get this party started. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, which are Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Prairie Fresh, Meat Hugger, and Mad Cow Cutlery. Be sure you check them out on all the social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all those. Give their products a try. Um, you know, Definitely they have some great products. But without further ado, let's get this party started.
Hey, Junior here. We had a great episode 45. So thank you for that. We're gonna hit it up here again. Episode 46. We got another good one. Last week's Inside the Pit was a great one. We have a good question today. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I won't tease it too much, but we'll get into it. Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. Randy, what is your small business shout out?
Small business shout out to Backline Fabrications or Backline Smokers. Be sure to check them out on Facebook, Instagram. If you're looking for a new pit, you have something that you've been wanting, you're wanting to go out there and make that splash, give them a try. He will customize it to your liking. He will, hit you up on the phone, make sure you know what you want. Maybe he'll even throw in some stuff that you didn't think that you to think of. He will customize your smoker to you, and it will be fabulous. It will look amazing. We saw some firsthand this past weekend when we were up there for Mr. Mag's pit reveal. So hit up Backline Smokers, Backline Fabrications out of Austin, Texas. That is my small business shout out. What you got?
I've got good old Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve Shakes. If you haven't tried his products, do so. It is award winning. It is gonna hit you. He's got like 12 different ones. He's got a sauce, a barbecue sauce that I tried. It is delicious. You can only get it online at UncleSteveShake.com. Some of his products are out there in other stores, but I'd hit him up through that email, hit him up through the website, order directly from him. You can't go wrong. You know it's going to be right from there. You can reach him on the social media at Uncle Steve Shake Nation. Join that group. It's a good group to join if you're looking at just trying to get better at barbecue. You want to maybe you have a product too and you want some help on it. Uncle Steve will help. He gave us tons of things. We actually got to meet him again this weekend in Austin, and it was a great thing. He's given us ideas and tips to do it because he wants to make money and he wants everybody around him to make money. So that's my small business shout out is Uncle Steve Shake, and again hit it at UncleSteveShake.com.
Yeah,
But
for sure. Definitely give them a try. But yeah, definitely like we alluded to, we were down in Austin, Texas for Johnny Mag's pit reveal at Pit Life Barbecue. My initial thoughts were that whole entire event was amazing. We started it off going down to Valentina's. So we left like 5 o'clock in the morning or so.
yeah, it
Valentina's
was early.
was delicious. We met some amazing pit masters there. It's like Chef Johnny, James from Name 'em and Claim 'em, Frack Daddy Barbecue was there. Um, a lot of tons of amazing people. Texas Barbecue Chapter was there, Big Rome, Smitty, Mad Max. Uh, Great fun time hanging out with Mags and to see him in person, getting to see that smoker. We'll dive into our thoughts a little bit here in a little bit. Uh, but what was your thoughts about let's start off with breakfast, Valentina's.
Breakfast at Valentina's is you couldn't miss it. I mean,
No,
I got like a steak burrito. It had an
big
egg in
fajita
it.
burrito.
It had beans. It had egg. It had actually like fajita meat steak that was seasoned to perfection, cooked to perfection. Um, it was delicious. I think you had like a brisket, basically the same thing, but with brisket.
Yeah, the
Um,
real deal Holyfield is
the
what
real
they call
deal. You could not miss it. It was so good. It was so delicious. It was a perfect way to start the day. We knew there were going to be some drinking later on, so we wanted something to fill you up. And that's really, I mean, it's crazy, but that's all we had. Like you're talking about breakfast wise, that's all we had in it, and it was just it's so good. Uh, like I said, cooked really to perfection on it, and he does a really good job. See if I can pull up a picture for you. That was mine that he had. You see some bacon in it, little hot sauce on the top. It wasn't overpowering. It wasn't anything like that. So if you're listening, go check us out on YouTube so you can see these amazing pictures. The next one, Randy had one. Let's see. Oh, wrong button. But technical difficulties. But Randy, you had one with brisket, the real deal Holyfield. I'll try to
Mm-hmm.
skip to it so we can show the pictures. I'll share it again here in a second. But it was amazing. I mean, mine was delicious. I would definitely have it again. I recommend if you're in the Austin area, go try it. Go early because when we left to go to the pit reveal, the line was getting pretty full, and it was
Yeah.
getting, of course, the temperature was getting hotter. So I'd go early. That would be my thing. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on it?
Yeah, definitely go early. I think James from Aimum and Claimum said to go probably about 8 to 9. That was probably about the best time to go, unless you want to get up early if you're going to start early. If you're in that area, you can get there right when they open up, get you some food in, and then go enjoy your day. But definitely give them a try, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it is. Um, Give it a try. This is the real deal Holyfield right here. If you're watching on YouTube, that thing was delicious. Definitely, you do need a fork because it may get messy there after a little bit, but it definitely worth spending some money to get it.
It,
And probably one is going to fill you up for sure.
for sure. Brisket was amazing. You gave me a little sample of it. Another cool thing that they did there was they had some sodas if you wanted a soda and water, and those were basically complimentary. Um, get you some while you're waiting in line, get you those. So you're really going to pay when you go there. All you're paying for is the meat, and I do believe the tortillas are handmade because they tasted handmade. So you're
Yeah.
looking at basically handmade stuff cooked, like I said, to perfection. They got pits galore. We were asking questions. People were going. The other pit masters were there, interested in how they did their stuff, and they're real helpful. Really, there to answer your questions. So I definitely think we have to go back for sure, and try to get that again because it was
Oh
worth
yeah.
it to me for the breakfast alone.
Yeah, definitely was worth it. And then we went to Backline, to hang out with Mags and everybody, for his pet reveal. And telling people, yeah, we went to Austin for a pet review was kind of like they were like, huh? What do you mean pet review? You mean like a gender reveal? But hey, if that one of a time, lifetime smoker that you're gonna get, um, definitely worth doing it. Getting a group of people together to hang out, drink, fun times. Definitely, it was a blessing in disguise that I had to go to work the next day because some people were getting too wasted, breaking out stuff and in a gold wrapper, doing I don't know what he was doing with it. There was some liquid in it, but I was like, yeah, that's my
Uh,
definitely to go.
I think it was actually a sample of something, but I can't confirm nor deny. Wasn't the one getting tipsy, but I knew it was like, okay, it's getting to be that point
Yeah.
for us. We knew we had to come back through Austin. Texas was having a game, Baylor was having a game, and there's just really one way unless you want to go all the way around. So, but we left at just the right time. I
Hmm.
mean, we went around the game parking in Austin, and then we were able to go right by the stadium as Baylor was playing Oklahoma State, and just zoomed right past and really made some good time going through there. But
Oh
it was
yeah.
pretty fun. The pit was gorgeous. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The pet was gorgeous. Uh, Initial thoughts, everything was the color was good. The art, the work that he did on it was amazing. And then kind of figured Max was gonna cry. We had joking about it. But as you can see, that purple, and then the backside does have his kid's signature, and then Miss Mags in the middle. Um, and I don't believe that part right there, Miss Mary was on there when we left. I
it
don't
was
remember
not.
seeing.
I meant to, and that's one thing we're looking to try. I'm going to try to see if we can get the man Johnny Mag's on for the next episode. We'll see if we can't get him
Yeah,
on, and we'll ask that because that was not there when we saw it
yeah,
Sunday or Saturday. I'm sorry, but you can just see like all the stuff, all the little details that he puts in this. He makes them when you go to it. He's just not on a trailer. He took it from Texas all the way up into Massachusetts or up there area, New Hampshire, to go. So we had to travel a ways, but just the detail that goes in these things and everything, it was beautiful. It's a gorgeous pit, like you said. There's the inside photo of it. It's just I mean, you can't go wrong. I noticed things on Monday when he was going over it that I didn't even notice that day, like these right here where you can put your utensils, not just stick it up here.
yeah,
So, it's really cool. Definitely can't go wrong if you're in the market for a good quality pit. That's where I would go.
yep, yeah, for sure. And then he had that open fire pit that they cooked some tri-tips on, some sausage. That thing cooked like a charm. So definitely, if you're interested in something like that, that could be something to get hit up on. I know that he probably made that from him, but I'm pretty sure he won't turn down that ability if you want something that you can hang meat on. Use it as kind of like a fire pit, keep you warm because we definitely were warm a little bit before it did start getting real
Oh,
hot.
yeah.
But that's something interesting. And I know you and Steve were talking about some kind of accessory as well that y'all saw.
There was, I mean, you look at the multi tool that he had out there, that was awesome. But there is an accessory, and I was looking for a picture and I don't have it here. I think it's on a video, where it's where he makes the firebox inside the fire pit area. He has a little stuff where you can put your firewood and all that, your charcoals, whatever. But if you want to do some cast iron stuff, you want to heat that cast iron up, it actually is a perfect size. It'll go right on top. So you get it right over the fire, warm that sucker up. Definitely use some Magnachef or some heat resistant gloves when you pick that thing up because it is going to be hot there. But there was all kind of just like on the multi tool that he had out there, fire pit. I mean, we were talking about me and you. Man, we could throw some ribs, we could throw some brisket down on it, and just sit outside in the cold weather, and you'll be warm. Uh,
Yep.
it was getting warm out there and it was hot, so we stood away from the fire pit, but it was still you could still feel it for sure. But
Oh yeah.
great time. Like I said, hit them up for sure. If you're looking at any kind of your barbecue stuff, you can't go wrong with it. It's all he's going to make it to your things. He's going to include special tidbits as well. So, like he wanted it purple for his mom. In remembrance of his mom, so that's why he did it purple. And Miss Mary, that was her name. So, pretty cool. Overall, great event that we were out there. Glad we got to do it. So we are kind of barbecue nerds being out there. But
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely fun times. And then after that, I know I cooked something up. This past weekend. Have you cooked anything up since, or what are you planning
I
on
have
cooking up?
not. Like I said, I think I'm trying to do. I thought about doing some ribs tomorrow. I just don't know yet. I may do them Sunday for the game, for dinner or something. Just kind of ribs for us, but I don't know yet. I haven't done any cooking on it since the you cooked those steaks, the tomahawk steaks.
Oh yeah, those were good.
Those were
Yeah,
good.
then yeah, definitely you can throw down some ribs or some chicken wings for the game.
See, what about
Uh,
that too?
so that'd be good eating. I'll be working, but I'll be back home in time to watch at least that second quarter and the second half for the Cowboys. We'll dive into that talk a little bit later in the last segment. But what I cooked up is I did a little competition practice for that Texas OU game, which was a very good, close game, I would say. But competition practice, did some chicken, ribs, and brisket. So the chicken, brined it just like I would. All the meats brined and injected just like I would a competition. Chicken, I did some, I seasoned it with our chicken rub, and then some of our holy garlic on top of the skin as well. Glazed that with our original barbecue sauce. And then on the ribs, seasoned. two racks. One rack was just holy garlic in our rib rub that I'm working on, and then the second one was our holy garlic rib rub, and then I hit it with some hot porker rub. Uh, Both were kind of wrapped, so I did have some, brown sugar, butter. Didn't have any honey, so just kind of threw glaze down for one rack, which just kind of used some apple cherry habanero from El Chingon glazes, and then didn't sauce it. That one probably my favorite one for sure. Second wrap, I did put some peach sauce in the wrap with some brown sugar, honey, not honey, butter, and then some maple syrup a little bit. And then sauced it with some peach barbecue sauce and let it sit there. That one turned out pretty good as well. And then we cooked some brisket. Brisket I thought was good, tender. I ate it the next day for lunch and probably I think on Monday too as well. But overall, I thought everything turned out good. What was your impressions, your thoughts, comments?
Criticism.
Mhm.
No, people ask me. I've got questions. Hey, are y'all honest with your assessment? Do you tell Randy, or does Randy tell you, that it was trash or whatever? Uh, we do. Like did a brisket. Randy was very point, say, hey, it was okay. Maybe we could try this and try that next time. Here you go. Or the ribs were good or not good, whatever. We're very honest with it. That's what we can say because we've been at competitions and it's just been like this is no. And we've gotten a call surprisingly. And there's times they're like, "Oh, it's delicious," and we haven't. So go figure. Uh, but we'll start the chicken. I mean, I almost ate half a chicken all by myself. Sucker was
Chicken was
good. The
good.
skin was good. I was taking the skin off. You might have noticed there was a couple of chickens with no skin. I was taking the skin off that and eating some of the top of it. Chicken was real good, seasoned great, flavor very juicy. Even after you took it off and it sat there for 45 minutes out in the oven or something like that, it was still very good. Ribs, you had one I think with the peach sauce. If I'm not correct, that one was good. Had that peach sauce, gave it just took it to a different level. And then the one without, very good. I think that one my favorite ribs. I think I had two or
Yeah.
three of those. Very good ribs. There, the brisket, mine was a little spicy. I had a little spicy, but it was only a couple bites, so maybe it was just I got a hunch of pepper or something. But it was overall it was really good. I wouldn't change anything. I think the only thing I would do next time is take the bark off if I'm getting that bite to try it before we give it to eating because I think that's why she didn't eat too much of it. But she ate
Yeah.
quite a bit. She loves the brisket, but she doesn't like the spicy stuff. So,
Yeah, she's
well,
used to the regular, brisket that I cook up for everybody. She's not
she likes the lean part. She likes the not the lean. I'm sorry, the wet part of it. She likes a little fat in there.
moist.
That
Yeah,
the little moist part of it.
yeah,
So we'll have to taste test it again next time before we give it to her. But she still ate. I mean, she ate some of the chicken. We gave her some chicken, and she tore that up. And it was just great. Overall, the food was really good. I mean, and then you're watching a football game and you're getting a feast like that. You can't beat it. So
yeah. Definitely, yeah, definitely can't beat it. Like I said, it was just competition practice, just trying to see how the recipes would turn out because basically trying uh, new recipes for all three of them because working on that competition brisket rub, so just wanted to see how it would taste. Cooking it just like wood competition, and in my opinion, it's always good to uh, try that back home. Try it in the backyard just to see how it's gonna taste before you go out on the competition trail, especially if you're trying something new. Or if you're before you cook for a big crowd, if you're unsure about something, just give it a try first for yourself and see how it's gonna come out.
correct.
Yeah, that's what I cooked up. That's all I got.
That's a good rule, but I think that's a rule. Like, don't go somewhere and try a brand new recipe because you. How many times you try something new and you mess it up? So
Yep.
you definitely want to go, especially at a competition where you're spending money to enter, and you're buying a more expensive ribs or brisket or whatever. And you really want to kind of give it a shot first. That way, hey, I need to tweak it, this and this. ready for it. So I think that's why. Plus, you get a different flavor than you would normally cook for it because you're spending a little bit of extra time on it. So
Oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
a good rule to give it a shot. But let's get into our next segment. It is called Inside the Pit. We ask questions about stuff going inside of the pit. Today I asked an absolute doozy. And I already know Randy's answer because it's the number one answer on there, but we'll ask it anyway. I said, okay, you're told you can only barbecue one thing, and then you never can barbecue ever again. What do you cook and how do you cook it? I've asked it to several other groups. Randy, what is your answer?
My answer is I'm gonna slap whoever asked me that answer or asked me that or told me that. Because my opinion, I'm gonna cook what I want. It's like been to the doctor. Doctor says, hey, you need to cut back on the sodas. You need to stop drinking sodas. Hey, drink me a Dr Pepper. Still doing it. You know, but that's slap definitely slapping somebody. Don't know. I don't care who it is. They getting slapped. Even if I get beat up, I'm at least getting slapped. Uh, but
God, God is not a
yeah,
vengeful person.
if final days, on the deathbed, can cook one last thing before I go. I would probably say it's either between a brisket or a whole hog. Probably definitely go whole hog. Just trying to go out, with the feast. I definitely could see just cooking up a good feast, and that would probably be a good way to go. Leaving a lasting impression. That would be my final cook. Spending all night hanging around the fire with family. Drinking, having fun, cooking that whole hog
if
with
you're
some
on your
good Salinas barbecue products.
if you're on your deathbed, you're just gonna have an IV drip of alcohol going in. Like just
That's right,
you don't even need to
man.
drink it. You're gonna drip it in, from there. But that was the number one answer that we asked it around, and I was able to kind of get a poll going on and a self poll, and the number one answer was they would hit the person that told them that, or cook the person that did. So that means they were going to kill that person and smoke them from there. But when you look at it, people said they would do some chickens. There was a whole hog. There was a cow. They would do a whole cow. So I guess you could trim it up, stir it up, throw some the ribs on there, brisket,
Yeah,
steaks. You could really just kind of go at it. And the people would say they would invite people over, or they'd freeze it so they could eat off of that forever. They would cook everything they could, and then once the fire was done, then they'd have enough
that was done.
barbecue for a while. So those were it was pretty good answers from there. Like I said, the pigs, chickens, pulled pork, whole hogs. I mean, it was kind of everybody was trying to just jam pack it. I would get Dorothy, and I think I would do the cat. Like, give me some ribs, give me some brisket, give me some steaks. Let me fill up Dorothy till there's no more room that I can. Pull out the barrel smokers, bring the Weber kettle, fire up the propane grill. Let's cook it all, and then let's go out with a big feast and a big thing from there.
Oh yeah.
For sure. That was my side of Inside the Pit. What did you have?
So this segment of Inside the Pit is where we're gonna ask barbecue questions. If you have a barbecue question, or if you need a tip on something, you're beginning, we're gonna kind of try to provide that insight, maybe do's and don'ts. But we don't have any kind of questions this week. So definitely, if you do have any questions, let us know, and we will ask them. This is where I'll ask Junior some questions, or Junior asks me questions. Just trying to provide tips to everybody. So this one, what we're going to do is I'm going to put Junior on the hot seat, and I'm going to ask him some questions to get his opinion on what he would do in certain situations, or maybe what kind of tips he would provide to those just beginning, just like him. So first question on being on the hot seat is you sent a video with guy cooking on a grill and happened to be dousing some, I guess, gasoline or something, and it caught it on fire. So if you're in that situation, what are you doing if something catches fire like that? what's that first thing that you're going to
Uh, Run like hell. Uh,
do? With it in your hand?
Run like hell and scream like a girl. Ah! No, the video was kind of crazy. Let's set the tone. He blew out the fire. He was holding a gas can. So maybe he had lighter fluid in it. Maybe he had something. I don't know. But tip one on that: don't use lighter fluid or any kind of stuff like that. They make starters. Randy shows videos on it all the time. I have tumbleweeds, this all kinds of stuff. One time I didn't, tore right off the bag a little piece of it, gave it some oxygen and the charcoal bag, and boom, there it is.
Yep.
I think the first thing I would do if there's no lid on it, I'm closing it. Try to get it closed. If you have some heat resistant gloves, maybe throw those on first so you can protect your hands because obviously there's flames going everywhere. So I'm kind of putting it in there, trying to cover it, trying to see if I can smother the fire as much as I can. Me, I have a Weber kettle, so it rolls. So I'd roll it out of the patio away so it doesn't catch the house on fire. I think that's honestly the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely get it away from the house. Don't need a house fire for sure. Next question is kind of going off of that is let's say we've been certain competitions or maybe at a family function and we've seen grease fires, stuff like that. So let's say you're cooking on your Weber, whatever it is, you take the meat off, you go inside, you leave that the lid open, how you normally do, you kind of tilt it back. You go inside, because you're going to cook something later. You're just have to grab it. Chelsea asks you a question, so you start talking. 5-10 minutes goes by. You go back outside. You turn around and look, and now you see flames starting to come out of that Weber. What are you doing?
Again, screaming like a girl. um, like I said, for me, it's to run out there, and like I said, try to shut the thing. If you can't shut it, maybe because the flames are too much. Like mine is attached, so you could run the risk of getting burned and catching your clothes on fire and it starting, and then you having some severe burns. Um, so either I would do one or two things. Like I said, either tell her to fill up a pitcher of something to throw the water on there, run to get the hose. Do that if I may have a fire extinguisher under the sink. Grab that, try to put it out and save it. And again, try to do whatever you can to keep it away from the house from it catching other things on fire. I think the last resort maybe to just run over there and drop kick it to the ground. If you can't do anything, you may catch your grass on fire, may have a burn on your grass, but it's not going to catch the house on fire. That'll give you enough time to get the water hose over there to really get it out. But that's just a good tip. I mean, that's a real good question because there's times we take steaks off, you take something off, you go inside, hey, check your steak. So you leave the fire going, or even if you shut off the air and everything, it's still hot.
Yeah,
It takes time to cool down. So definitely safety on it. That's why when I grill, I try to keep it away from. I got a pillar right there, as much as I can. That way, if something was to happen, again, you're not catching the house on fire.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, if you can shut the lid, and just close it off that oxygen. Because, like I said, we've been family function or we've been competitions, and there's been grease fires, and you kind of see it. Um, you definitely want to close everything off, just kind of kill all that oxygen. Just don't close everything off for a minute or so. Give it some time to die down, let that temperature come down before you open everything and assess the situation. Uh, and always clean your pits, smokers, grills, whatever it is. Uh, it's better safe than sorry. Uh, Definitely, we don't want to hear any situations of our listeners or anyone out there in the barbecue community where they have a grease fire, catch the house on fire, get burned. It's definitely be safe.
Absolutely. I think we had a topic on it on the same Inside the Pit
Mhm.
about how to clean your grill. Very unpopular. People do not want to talk about it because it's not fun. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get this. Like I said, my little Weber kettle, I try to clean deep clean it every 2 or 3 ones where I'm scrubbing the grease, scrubbing the pan down in there that holds the ash. I know you really deep dive clean it after you do a competition or something.
Yeah.
You want to get the dirty ash out there for sure. So leave it. Um, Definitely take your time cleaning, especially with that grease, because that grease fire can happen. And I've got a little one running out there that wants to play in the grass and stuff, and I'd hate for a fire to break out and she's out there playing and she gets burned or something like that. So we don't want to hear about anybody getting burned. So set you a thing. Say, hey, I'm going to real deep clean it every other clean or whatever. Plus, it makes your grill last that much longer. So
Yeah.
go
For
wrong.
sure.
Nobody wants to buy a grill every so often.
I mean, some people do. Some people do. But definitely don't want to buy one because you messed it up. But there are people that do want to get new grills every so often because they've seen a good deal. And then
You?
they post videos. I didn't need one, but I'm gonna go buy one.
Yeah, I don't want to. There's, like I said, if I would buy the next one, I would buy. Like I told you there, I wouldn't mind a barrel smoker just because that's cool. But I think I'd invest in that multi tool. I really do, just because it's open fire. It's like a campfire type of deal. It's cold. I can get a fire going out there. Chelsea can have her s'mores like she wants to over an open flame. Hey,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
can sit out there, smoke
Win-win
or
situation.
drink,
Like that. Yep.
and cook. Hey, go get some meat, just throw it on there, hang it. They hung some tri-tips for hanging it up there, and it just got smoke on there, and then you just can't beat it.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That'd be a good one to have. And the next question, we're going to see if you can hit the nail on the head. Uh, so, being a beginner, let's say someone asks you, as a fellow beginner, someone just starting, what's one thing, or maybe what certain things that you would recommend that they know or should know to help them produce some good cooks from the first time to every single time after that they cook, whether it be chicken, ribs, brisket, whatever it is they're cooking. What's that one or certain things they should know?
I've got two. One I think is the right answer,
Mhm.
but we'll save that one for last. The first thing I would do is I did it. I said, "Hey, I want to cook. I want to cook some ribs on a Weber kettle." You've never used a Weber kettle, so it's like, so what do I do? Google or YouTube it. Weber kettle, chicken, ribs, whatever, and you'll see videos of how others maybe set their grill up, set it up, whatever, so that you can figure out. So if you whatever you have, there's going to be a video of somebody cooking it somewhere that you can watch, or of course you can ask us, and we have just about everything you could cook on. If not, we'll guide you in the right direction. So I would learn how to set it up so you know how that's going to cook and so you can get it there. But more importantly, my answer that I really think is what it is I'm learning the end temperature. What temperature does it need to be at to be done and safe to eat? So if it's chicken, what is it, 165, ribs 205. If it's you're cooking steak, do you want it right around 140, 145 to that medium rare? Do you want it cooked a little bit more? So definitely, I would find a good gauge probe. I don't know of what it would be to find so you can get the right temperature on there.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That is one of the big things is knowing your smoker or knowing your grill before you use it, and then knowing your cooking time or cooking temperatures. That is also a big thing to know. Some things I've always told him is he's always asked what temperature are you looking for on brisket. Well, there's not really a set one because every brisket is going to cook differently. I may cook one and it may be 205 one day. He may cook one and it may be 195. But knowing like on brisket and ribs that tenderness that you want, that butter feel, so that way that the ribs are bite through perfect tenderness that we like. That brisket you can pull it apart really easy. Perfect. If we're doing a competition like here in Texas, you're gonna have to cook it just a little bit further than that because we do with knife and fork. That's a different subject we'll get into later again. But knowing those cooking temperatures that you need to be at, certainly with chicken, 165. If you're going to let it rest for 15, 20, 30 minutes. You can cook it a little bit less so that way it carries over. Um, was certainly is fine, but you just want to make sure everything's cooked through so that way it's safe. And you don't have to hear anybody complaining about, well, it was undercooked. Don't let so and so cook because you don't know what he's doing. And just cooking with confidence, I think, is another thing. Um, and again, like we've said before in the past episodes, is there are no barbecue rules. You don't have to cook it a certain way. If you see myself or someone else on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook cooking, a certain recipe, just trying something, that's not us saying, hey, you got to do it this way or you're 100% wrong. We're just showing you a different way to cook something, whether it be brisket, ribs, chicken, whatever it is. If you want to cook it that way, great. If you don't, you don't. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you and your family enjoy it, that's the biggest thing. Um, yeah, definitely that is the answer. I was looking at cooking temperatures. Uh, I don't think I have any other questions. Do you have any questions that
No,
popped up?
no questions like that. Like you make some good points to cook it to how you like it. To me, I love when I'm looking at videos, even if I just trying to get better at it, study it a little bit. Um, love watching it when they say use the seasoning of your choice,
Yep.
and then that because that's what it is, your choice. Maybe your family likes spicy. Mine, we don't. We don't really like spicy food, so I don't want to make it spicy. I might give it a little kick, but not. I don't want it to overpower it. I don't want it like, uh, you know, Larry and Derek like they're super spicy and stuff like that.
Yep.
But uh, definitely for sure learn those cooking temperatures. The wheat, especially with chicken, steaks, you kind of got a little room to play with. Brisket, like you said, you want to let it rest a little bit, but chicken, you definitely want to do it. I think when I did it, I even went a couple over the 165 a little bit, so know how to do it, so that way you can when somebody bites into it, they don't get sick because we don't want
Yep.
anybody getting sick either. So
Yeah.
again,
I don't
ask
want
those
anybody
questions.
to get bite into blood.
Yeah, for sure. Unless it's a nice juicy steak, but that's a different topic for a different day.
Yep.
But that's all I got. That's a good tips and good trick. Like I said, if you have a topic or you have a question that you want to ask us, or you want to have us ask other pit masters or other cooks, hit us up, and we will definitely get that out there, and we'll have it for our next Inside the Pit. But let's go to around the pit, stuff that we talk about around the pit, around when we're cooking, chilling. Even this past weekend, what we do when we're just not eating, when we're waiting for the cook to be done. So, and usually with us, it's sports and it's football. We live in Texas, so football is like another religion here. We definitely enjoyed the Texas OU game. It was a good result. Got a little boring for me because I'm not really invested like Randy is. But I did have this, Randy, and you'll see what your thoughts are. I talked to a couple people that went to Oklahoma, went to the university, so they're in it. And one of them was she wanted no part of it. Football season's over. We're done. It's over. College football's been canceled. One went to the game. And he said he paid his money and he stayed the whole time. And my hat goes off to you because you know what? I'd have done the same thing. I'm paying all that money. I'm
Mm-hmm.
staying. Done. So they both kind of agreed with me, and we had said it that they would have went all out, try to score to get the goose egg off the board. The fact that they took knee and were just like, you know what, we're done. We give up. Wave the white flag. Was a little shocking to me. Why would you do that? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't try to kick a field goal, or at least go down there and try to put some kind of board points on the board. Uh, that was a surprise to me, but it was great to see. The defense played great in that second half. They did definitely try to shut them down, um, and then of course Quinn Ewers coming back. And of course, I just want to tell Oklahoma and the Oklahoma football team and fans, man, I'm sorry that we put 49 points on you. Y'all
You
had
ain't
to be
sorry, don't lie.
y'all had to be the ones that he come back, and he played like he come back with vengeance. Um, he did, have a little, um, some parts of the game where he was kind of off throwing or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he hadn't played in 4 weeks, but definitely he played better than he did for his 2 weeks. Definitely going to be something to look forward to see if he can stay healthy. Because if he stays healthy, definitely Texas has a real shot at the 12. Um,
But here's something interesting. They showed it. The last two times y'all played Alabama, y'all lost. It's the only time Texas has ever lost to Alabama, and you can go look that up. But each time that y'all played Alabama and lost, they've hurt the starting quarterback.
mhm.
There's something to it. Maybe next time you play him, you play the backup first, so then you have
Could
your
be.
real quarterback coming in when they hurt him.
Could be.
It was a great game. Like you said, it was real fun. You know, watching the game. It was a great day for college football that day. But some teams that we wanted to lose lost. My team decided they wanted to give the game away and gave it away. They lost. But it is what it is. I get used to it. Yeah, the big game was what's coming up on Sunday. This Sunday, Cowboys Eagles. Eagles 5-0, Cowboys 4-1. I'm excited that defense, like what is it like Michael Irvin says, it's just
Yeah, that finger
finger
licking
licking
defense.
good. It's special,
You know,
and that's what it is. It is. They're playing special. Now, can they maintain that through a whole season? That's to be determined. But I've been saying it, and I've said it to Chelsea, and I've said it to other people. There's been quarterbacks that haven't been very good that have won a Super Bowl because of their defense. The Ravens, both times they've won the Super Bowl, their
yeah.
quarterbacks have been trash. Brad Johnson won one with Tampa Bay. He's not that great. You ain't gonna put him in the conversation of Hall of Fame or anything like
Mm-mm.
that. Flacco's neither. That I think the first one was Trent Dilfer or something. I forget who. But people have won Super Bowls because of their defense. Not the. I will say Seattle won one because of the Legion of Boom. Because you see what Russell
Yep.
Wilson's doing now. He's been nothing since the Legion of Boom has went away. So, but we'll see this Sunday. What you think's gonna happen?
It's gonna be one of two things. It's either gonna be a close game or someone's gonna get blown out. It's typical Cowboys and Eagles game. It's gonna go one of those two ways. Uh, but what we've seen is this is the same defense going up against Jalen Hurts. And last year they shut him down. They forced him to try to throw the ball. I mean, he couldn't do it, and it's kind of typical. Just running quarterbacks. Lamar. Kyler, um, Jalen Hurts. Those quarterbacks. If you can force them to throw the ball, as the question becomes, can they beat you? Same kind of things that we brought up against, Dak. If Dak's forced to stay in the pocket, can he beat you? Against good teams, Dak has struggled. He can't do it. Um, against those teams where he's able to kind of, buy time, let us receivers get open. He can shred those teams, for 400 or 500 yards all game. Totally different plays.
Correct.
It's going to be interesting. But like I said, same defense. You got Micah Parsons now, doing what he does on that defensive line, which has kind of helped, Lawrence and everybody else on that defensive line. I couldn't tell you, who most of the players were, but you're hearing a lot of, like Armstrong and all these other guys that's coming up with sack or tackles for loss or big plays down the stretch because of what Michael Parsons does. Is he's able to draw those double teams. He's able to kind of get everyone on one side and let you go up everywhere else.
Here's what I want you to go look up, and I urge you, Randy, and everybody else, go YouTube "Sounds of the Sidelines," Dallas Cowboy, and they basically are they're listening. They show you highlights of the game, but they're going to tell you what the players were talking about on the sideline. And Lawrence brought it up, and you brought it up here, and it got me thinking about it. Lawrence and Parsons and the defensive line coach are talking, and Lawrence tells him, "Hey, I'm going to stunt this way. It's going to force him back around. And when he does, you need to be right there for the sack." They go back on the field. Lawrence does exactly that. Stafford has to step up, and Parsons is right there for a sack. So they're literally calling out. They're able to figure out what they're going to do and
Yep.
execute to perfection. It's just a great thing. I know you won't be able to watch it initially, so maybe log into my Hulu or something, fit one of those so you can stick it on the watch it while you're driving in. It'll be delayed, so you'll be perfect there if you can. I know internet sucks from time to time driving back home,
Yep.
but It should be an interesting game. I think you're dead on right. Either it's going to be a blowout one way or the other. It's going to be a super close game, come down to the wire.
Yeah,
I think, and you're like, well, that's every aspect. No, I mean because it's just the cat. It's just it's a different thing
yeah.
with them.
Cowboys and Eagles. You never went like last year. Like you said before. They came in here. We went in Philadelphia, and everyone thought, okay, this is the game Cowboys are going to lose. They're going to get beat. They're not who we think they are. And lo and behold, the defense showed up. Offense played out of their minds. Blew them out. Um, it's that type of situation now with Cooper Rush in there. It's going to be kind of different because he can't do a lot of things that Dak does, but
Right.
the way the team's playing right now, they're playing better than they did with Dak in there now. It could be a totally different story when Dak comes back, but he's going to come back at the right time when he's completely healthy with the defense that's playing up. And who knows? He may shut some of these haters up, like they did Sunday. They walked into LA, with all these hate people that are finally going to lose. They're playing a good team, good quarterback, and what they do, walked into LA and walked out winners, and they still have people hating on them. Well, y'all haven't faced a good offense. Y'all haven't
Well,
faced a good.
and that's what I understand. Howard, okay, they're the Super Bowl champs. We beat both teams in the Super Bowl last year, but we haven't played nobody. That's what I
Yeah.
laugh. Y'all played the Giants. That's what they were. Y'all played the Giants. Okay, we
We
played Tampa Bay.
played.
We got beat. Yes, we got beat by Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay only had one touchdown. The defense
Yeah,
really had offensive done anything, we could have been in that game, and it might have been a different game. The defense is one of those that got tired because our offense was three and out, three and out, three and out. And that's one thing
yeah,
when you go listen to that thing is the defense will say, "All right, we got to pick it up." And then the offense now with Cooper Rush has been saying, "Okay, we got to score. We got to answer, guys. Come on." And he generally has been answering the call, been answering that bell when it comes out.
yeah,
So hopefully, if when Dak comes back, because let's be real, they're paying him too much money to sit on the sideline.
yeah. He's
Gladly do
our
it.
quarterback.
He'll be back probably. I think for the Lions game, unless Cooper Rush struggles and they get down, maybe he plays in this game. I don't think so. I think you just ride with Cooper Rush one more game, give him another day to heal,
Yeah,
let him play. The Lions are there, or if he's still hurting, you play. After this, we have 2 games and then a bye week. So, hey,
yeah. You can have
why
him
not?
come back after Green Bay. I mean, kind of like we said at the beginning of the year. They were gonna have. We thought they were gonna have to play catch up with Philadelphia. This is going to be the big one. If you can get that initial win with them, then what? If they go into the bye, let's say with 2 or 3 losses, and you still have that head-to-head victory over Philadelphia, if he comes down to the tie at the end of the year and you have Dak healthy, hey, you're in a better situation than what you initially thought you were.
For sure.
Especially when people saying the Cowboys season's over with. But yeah, we'll see.
I'd have been one of the people.
Yeah, yeah.
But the
You're one
meat
of
is
them. You're
done.
one.
The meat is done. We're gonna take it off the grill. We're gonna cook it up. We're gonna slice it up. We're gonna let it rest for a little
Yeah.
bit. We're gonna cook it up. Let's go ahead and wrap it up with your final thoughts, Randy.
Final thoughts, of course, follow us on all the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those, social media sites. Let us know if you have any barbecue questions, you need any tips. You have any questions, we will always answer those, best of our abilities. If you don't know the answer, we will point you in the right direction, or we will find that answer out for you to help you out because we want you to be a better cook. And then, of course, give our products a try because you never know. You just may get hooked on Big Taste, Big Flavor, Big Salinas. And then, of course, my small business shout out was Backline Fabrication to Backline Smokers out of Austin, Texas. Be sure to follow him on Facebook, and I believe he's on Instagram as well. If you're in the market for a new smoker, give him a shout. He will definitely make a good smoker for you. He will have that baby looking sharp from front to the back, and you won't be disappointed. That is for sure. That is my final thoughts.
That is it too. And again, with those smokers, it doesn't have to be on a trailer. We saw one that he was making. He's almost done with it. That wasn't on a trailer. It had a big old handle, and you could push it. Big old nice wheels on it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be on a trailer. It can be on something you put a toy hauler, put on a different trailer yourself. So he makes all kinds of stuff from there. So definitely hit him up for there. For sure. Real quick note though, as I just hit me here, we've been mentioning Johnny Mags and stuff on the barbecue podcast. His producer Chrissy had to make a flight back to Australia. Her grandpa has passed away past couple of days, so our thoughts and prayers go to her and her family. We wish her safe travels to Australia and back, and hopefully their hurting hearts will get healed. So our thoughts and prayers go with her
For
right now.
sure.
But yes, definitely hit that up. Again, my small business shout out was Uncle Steve Shake, UncleSteveShake.com. Hit him up for sure for your other. You want to try some rubs? You want to try? He's got like 12 of them. He sells them. He'll ship them to your house, and you never know. You might just get something extra. You might even get a call from Uncle Steve saying, "Hey, how did you like my product?" Because he wants that feedback, and you're getting the main person, not just somebody else. So he makes a great product. You can't go wrong with it. So mix a little Big Salinas barbecue, little Uncle Steve's. Hey, it's a win-win for me. But definitely when you're out there cooking, be safe, be smart on it. When you're cooking, again, remember it's for you and your family. It's your taste. It's what you like. Take everything else as just suggestions and do what you like and do it with love, do it with passion. And we will see you down the road.